Okay, Coach, on a wonderful fall afternoon in the state of Texas, the roof is open, and we've got football from NRG Stadium in Houston. Today, we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here between the Indianapolis Colts and the Houston Texans. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
What now? What ain't it? Like my boy. I got you. I got you.
Now the first carry here for Phillip Lindsay. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. On 2nd down, a run with Lindsay. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. I was pretty surprised there when they lined up to run it on 2nd and long, but it worked out for them.
It certainly did, and that requires some confidence, some fortitude, and a little bit of hope, doesn't it? You hope you catch the defense just right and break off a big run to help yourself out on the next down.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Touchdown, Indianapolis. An impressive 75-yard punt return as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. They get the stop defensively, force the punt, and they score without their offense even stepping on the field.
I remember playing on special teams and teasing the guys on offense like, look, you don't even worry about it. You guys just hang out over there. We'll bring this one all the way back and get the points we need. In this case, they actually got that done.
So his big play capability in full display there as he's able to return that punt for a touchdown. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. This is taken about 7 yards deep. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Here's Lindsay. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Working from the gun, it's Carr. Incomplete.
No grounding call there. He had a receiver near the right sideline. It was pretty clear there. He just needed to get rid of that one.
And he did have a receiver in the area, but initially my view was obstructed, and I thought that was going to be grounding, but clearly correct. Oh, now Lindsay lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get them home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Carr now on first down. Pass incomplete. Time for a look at our starters here on defense. They've been very good against the pass so far this year. Number 4 in the NFL right now.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
They go back to the ground now with Lindsay. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll be a third and about 13. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Carr. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Luck and the Colts come up now 1st and 10 at their own 21. First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. One thing that's great about watching him run, Charles, he doesn't hesitate. He got to the left side of his O-line and just went.
So there's 2 ways to look at that. One, just absolutely unconcerned, just takes off and goes. But more the latter, I think, which is he has absolute confidence in the guys in front of him, the guys doing the blocking for him. He just takes it and goes with abandon.
They run it for the first time with Tony Pollard. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. The numbers for McCaffrey last week. 10 carries, 56 yards.
And I know that last week's game is over, but this feels almost like a continuation of what he did in the previous game. It's almost as if in his mind he knitted together the 2 weeks with no break. He's off to a nice start here.
Credit the tackle there to Jordan Lewis. And here are the Colts offensive starters.
And they're coming off a good win on the road last week, but they do know that they have a home game next week. So all the focus has to be, can they get a 2nd win on the road and make going home that much sweeter? That's the intention in this ballgame.
Eluding the pressure right. That's complete to John Ross. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. And down inside the 15 he goes. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a 1st down. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Here we go, D. Get off the field. Reggie. 11.
Back to the ground attack here. It's McCaffrey. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd. A handoff, McCaffrey running right. And here he'll get it down to the 7. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Trying to run forward with Pollard. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard.
So many things go into making a good play on defense. In this situation, just not being blown out of the way was a big start, and then a nice tackle to finish things off.
Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. It's the fullback. His first touchdown on the year. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. Gano the extra point, and it's now 14-0. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. Fielded about a yard deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. And now out comes Houston. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. On first down, right back to Lindsey. DJ Reader there on the tackle.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. The offense on third down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're looking at third and a few inches. Now Carr. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield, get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. Taking it about the 16. 44-yard punt, return of 9. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So here are the Colts to take over. They were winners last week over Tennessee, and they've got the lead here as well. They start this drive out 1st and 10. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The throw over the middle taken in. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards the pickup there. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a first down. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 49-yard line. Now a man open down the middle of the field, and he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. This gain not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A gain of 11 that time, and a Colts first down.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
From the red zone now, Locke flushed out right. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
And that field shrinks for those safety. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. John Ross with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. Great corner route there. Not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field and you're breaking away to that corner. Boy, that was well executed.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And we shift to spotlighting Mike Evans. A chance maybe here for them to get him more involved. They're down here on the scoreboard, and he's been very quiet.
And the silence has been deafening for his team. They don't need that at all. They need fireworks. They need explosive plays. They need him touching the football in any way possible. Maybe go to some jet sweeps. Anything to get him going.
Yeah, something to get in the ball. We'll see if they can do it. Back to the air on second down. It's Carr. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down.
An attempt at a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he'll punt it away for the fourth time today. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success, at least so far here in the second quarter.
56.
Back to the air, Luck on second down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Luck and the Colts looking for something big here after the sack. This is third and long. Here's Luck. And he's going to go down again. Now the Texans will use one of their two remaining timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Matt Hawk now as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Mike Evans and the rest of the offensive unit heading back out there now. Hasn't had his best day to this point here in the second quarter, and they're losing. You got to think, though, that also means that now a loose football. The ball comes out, and the Colts pick it up. And it's a huge return as he brings us all the way back down to the 15-yard line. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player... This challenge was initiated by the guys in New York. Taking a look at the play, less than 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, I'm sure the coach wanted to challenge it, so he's probably going to send the New York office a holiday card.
Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Watch the flag. Watch the flag. Watch the flag.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. He'll get this to Phillip Lindsay, complete. And he's taken down inside the 30. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the first down. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the third quarter. Second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. John Ross and the rest of the offense heading back onto the field. Pretty good game for him so far. I guess he's still got time here to make this a great game, but so far, he's been solid.
I like where you're going with that because it has been pretty good, but there's always that hint that things can really escalate for him. And right now, they feel like they're somewhat keeping him in check, but he has found the end zone once. But, boy, he can explode at any moment.
Yeah, and when you hit that end zone once, you want to find it again, don't you?
Yes, you do.
Makes you hungrier.
You get greedy in a good way.
Now a nice throw here, right side. He hauls it in. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Good yardage after the catch as that play good for 30 and a first. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now Luck. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And some room to work. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. His first touchdown on the year. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage.
That drive was quick and impressive. Almost like they had somewhere else they needed to be after the game.
Extra point try good by Gano. And that makes the score 28-0. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it culminates in an Indianapolis touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Texans offense now, readying for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the first down. Couple of very nice carries to start this drive out.
Yeah, 2 first downs. And how about that second one? What a nice run on that particular play. I'm telling you, they're going to start to think that this game is easy if they continue to rip off yardage like this.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Now it's Lindsey. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
Well, this play sequence was really kind of called in reverse. Incomplete pass on 1st and 10. Nice run on 2nd and 10 when probably everyone was expecting them to throw the football. Now, if you're the defense, what are they going to do on 3rd down? You're a little off balance.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10, right at the 40. Shotgun now for Carr. It's caught by Mike Evans. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the first down.
When Mike Evans sees man coverage, I don't think he's the only guy who gets excited. I'll guarantee the guy throwing the ball does, because guess what? He's got a lot of options about where to place it because of Mike Evans' size and frame.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. On 2nd and 11 now. Carr. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And he's got his target. That's more. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. From the gun, Carr. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the the 15-yard line. The Clemson product, DJ Reader, got in for the sack.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
It's 2nd and goal, but now all the way back at the 14. Now Carr. That's complete right around the 8. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert? And it'll be intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And he will take it out to the 25-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
They're going to get 9 here on 1st down as he gets this one up to the 34-yard line. 9 yards is the pick up there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Back now in Houston. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. McCaffrey. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. It'll be a gain of 17 and an Indianapolis 1st down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 38.
12. Mike 56. Mike 56.
They'll try the air now with Locke. Quick hitter here. It's complete. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the Texans' 37-yard line.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9.
Check. Lucky. Alert. Monday. 12.
Now a give, right side, McCaffrey. Give the Colts 13 yards and a 1st down.
Well, we're beyond the tone setting right now. This guy's been the bell cow all day, and they'll continue to rely on him to move the chains, drain the clock, and lead his team.
5, 56. Here we go. Motion. Hey, look. John Wright.
Back to the ground on 1st. It's McCaffrey. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. they're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Love. And this is caught at the 8. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. That's 3 touchdown passes now for Andrew Luck as his guys continue to pour it on.
Well, this game is definitely over, but we do know some people like to go ahead and continue to add to their score, don't we?
Yeah, I don't know that they need to add any more right now, though. I'm just starting to think about those dinner plans tonight, my friend.
Well, you and I will be thinking about dinner plans, but we also know they're playing people are thinking, how can I get some more scores for my fantasy, for other things? They're trying to figure that part out now.
By the way, last weekend we went sushi because that's what you wanted. We're going steak tonight.
I'm in.
All right. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points. You feel a little bit.
And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Emmanuel Ogbah. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now Carr. He completes it to Evans. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Let's go, defense. Hey, man.
The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters. No reason to lighten up now. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be given a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line. Yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space.
11. Mike's 56. Go ahead. Mike's 56. Here we go. No.
Here's McCaffrey. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
I know you're trying to wring every yard out of a run, but I think 9 yards there is ideal in this situation.
Yeah, now next couple plays, you only need 1 yard. Keep that clock rolling with a lead here in the fourth.
Yeah, what you're saying is maybe if it takes you 1 or 2 more runs to get the first down, that's extra time, extra plays. Really hurts the team on defense.
56 the mic, boys, 56.
On the ground, McCaffrey. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
It was 3rd and short, and they go flying past the marker for a gain of nearly 30 yards. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining.
Let's go, boys. Let's go. Ready? I'm here all day. I'm here all day.
Throwing now. Luck. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top. Well, I've got to laugh here, and I really don't want to because the old school in me is not happy about this score this late, not necessary. But this is Madden, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is how it works.
Rub it in. Have a day.
I mean, what does it matter? These guys who are playing in this game, there are no feelings.
Exactly.
There.
They don't have to face the guy. Well, they might if they're in the same room going head-to-head. But
that's
the
about
virtual guys on the screen don't have to face each other after this one.
In that case, run it up.
So we had action to the very end of this one. The score on the final play that they didn't need to have. They didn't just run out the clock, though. They added to their final total.
Played it all the way to the end. And, you know, some coaches preach that and tell their teams, that's what I want all the time. And they feel like if they don't do it themselves, they're not living up to the message that they're sending out.
So for the Colts, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Texans, the loss will drop them to 4-2 on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.